well. I'm on my way back from spending a couple of days away from home, just decompressing from what was a crazy end of the first term of 2020. Obviously, in the middle of this coronavirus COVID-19 outbreak, it's really important that all of us self-isolate, and we know all the warnings have been issued, and so I just want to encourage you to adhere to those restrictions. It's going to be difficult, there's no question. 3 weeks, our country is now in a 3-week lockdown from this Friday, and it's going to be different. And we do it because we know it's the right thing to do. We do it because we want to restrict the spread of the virus. There's no question about that. It is going to get worse before it gets better. That seems to be the trend worldwide. But certainly here in South Africa, we don't want to have a situation where, in a country where we have so many folks who are already battling issues such as TB and HIV, where we have a mass outbreak in communities, it is going to be a difficult thing to manage. And I commend our government for their swift and drastic action that they've taken. They certainly have waited for the situation to get out of hand. Our president has taken what appears to be really smart decisions, very decisive decisions. And so I guess that's where I want to start our conversation and our discussion this morning. Really just saying, in a time of crisis, what do leaders do? Do leaders sit back and allow things to happen around them, or are they willing to take decisive action? And I think schools in this particular point in our history have been faced with challenges. We sit in a situation where some of our schools are able to continue with online learning, e-learning platforms, and this kind of thing. And those schools certainly are well positioned to continue with effective education should a shutdown of schools be extended into the future. It does worry me somewhat that we have many schools in our country which do not have these platforms available. And I do wonder what our education department is going to do in that regard. I am aware that there are some TV channels, some free-to-air options as well. And I have no doubt that our Department of Basic Education will liaise with these channels to get information and learning opportunities out to our children. But as a school principal, as a school leader, our task isn't just to continue sending out work to children. We have a community that look to us for leadership, a community of children, their parents. We have our teaching staff, our other members of our team, who are also dealing with uncertainty in their lives. They may well have family members who have been infected with coronavirus. They may well have neighbors who are struggling. They may be in communities where an outbreak has occurred, and so they are forced by circumstance to have to see life a little bit differently. And of course, as the leader of the school, as the leader of the team, the school principal is expected to be able to reach into those difficulties, provide some sense of solace and comfort, and provide direction and leadership. Now, I must confess to having spent a bit of time wondering, what can I do? How can I best address the situation? It is difficult. I have almost 100 members of staff, some of whom are educators, some of whom are support staff, and the reality is that every one of their circumstances is different. Some people have young children, some have grown-up children, some have no children, some have families close by, some have families that live far away. Some live in fairly wealthy communities, while others live in communities that are under-resourced. And so I sit in a situation where I look at the messaging. What is it that I can say? What is it I can put out to our team that's going to provide some sense of comfort during these uncertain times? And as I have reflected on that, I've come to realize that it's not about knowing how we're going to handle e-learning, how we're going to roll out a new platform to our children. It's really not about that. It's about saying to our staff, to our team, hey guys, we're in this together. We're a school family, we're here to support each other, and we're here to be a source of comfort to one another in these times which are so difficult for each of us to manage. This is unprecedented. I cannot remember a time, certainly in my career, in my lifetime, when schools have been shut down. I cannot remember in my leadership career where I've had to step in to a position where I have to lead a team through such a time of uncertainty. It does call on us as school leaders to see things a bit differently. This is not business as usual. As I've gone through various tweets from people around the world, as I've looked at my Facebook newsfeed, I see many people stressing about how to continue learning in their communities. I see school principals worrying about, is my school going to use Google Classroom? Are we going to use Microsoft Teams? Does everybody feel equipped to use Zoom? What about communities where there isn't internet access as readily available? Are we going to end up, getting drive-through opportunities for you to come pick up material from our school premises? Folks, I want to say to you, yes, those things are important. They have their place. But first and foremost, schools are communities. Schools are people-driven organizations. And it's incumbent on us as leaders of those organizations to ensure, first and foremost, that our people are well looked after. The rest of the stuff, yes, it's important, and yes, it will get taken care of. But let's remember that it's about our people first. It's about that child who is stressing because they can't go out of their home for 3 weeks. It's about that school leaver who's saying, this is my final year of school and I'm stressed because I don't know if I'm going to be able to write my school leaving exams. It's about that teacher who is feeling lost because they don't have their class with them anymore. Teaching is such a emotional connection with our youngsters. And I know certainly on my team, there are several teachers who have already expressed that extending the school holidays and going into a possibility of extended lockdown, a shutdown of schools, it's stressful for them because they're missing that daily interaction, that community, that opportunity to speak into the lives of their kids. It's about that member of our support staff who comes to school knowing that there is a safe community for them, whereas when they go home, they're not sure what that's going to look like. They are often in communities where there isn't stability. So yes, I really do believe, as I reflect on this unprecedented time of challenge for our country, our community, our school, I do think that we must remember to put our people first. It must always be our people first. Let's not get sidetracked by all the other bits and pieces. And let's also not put unrealistic expectations on our teachers. It surprises me when I see schools who are now suddenly having to, or are asking teachers all of a sudden to embrace e-learning on new platforms that they have no experience in, and expect school to continue as usual. School cannot continue as usual. Many of our teachers are already stressed, and now we're asking them to do something completely out of their ballpark. This doesn't make sense to me. We need to rethink our schooling as well. If we think that we can continue school as it is, our daily routine, the rhythms of school, if we think we can continue that online, I think we're sadly mistaken. I think we need to consider what is most important. What are the key skills, the key learnings that our children have to have, our key content perhaps even, whether it's in mathematics or in our languages, whatever it might be. Let's consider what those important things are, and then develop a plan that's going to help with that. Schools are already well set up for e-learning. Well, they must just continue because their children are used to adapting to those platforms. The teachers are accustomed to sending out assignments, giving feedback through those platforms. But my concern really does lie with the schools for whom this will be something new. And I think as school principals, we need to be very, very aware, not concerned necessarily, but certainly aware that we need to manage expectations, our own expectations of what our teachers can do. And likewise, I think we need to be regular in our communication with our parents, our communication to our community to say, you know what, our teachers are doing the best they can. Let's not put extra stress on an already stressful situation. Parents, we are doing the best we can. We are not going to allow your child to lose their education, but we may have to adapt how we deliver instruction. We may have to adapt how we deliver feedback, and we certainly are not going to continue school as usual in the current climate. You know, when we get back to school, when all this is over, and it is going to end, we just don't know when, but it is going to end, and when it does, yes, we can have our children back in our classrooms, and our schools will be alive again with the sound of children laughing, the busyness of the rhythm of school. And then we can go back to school as we know it. But there is still part of me that says perhaps this is also a learning opportunity for us as school leaders. Perhaps this is something that we can use to reimagine schooling. Imagine if we realize now that the way we've been doing school is perhaps not as effective. And perhaps at the end of all of this, we could rethink how we deliver curriculum. We can rethink how we give feedback to our kids. I think we've been given an opportunity here to reconsider schooling. So until that time comes, I want to say to you as school leaders, stay safe, wash those hands, cough into your elbow, all those things that we've been told to do. Remember, this is not about you as an individual, it's about the well-being of your entire community, your entire country, if one wants to say that as well. And remember, we're in this together. And so through our social networks, through sharing, we can share ideas and learning, and we can get better at what we do. We will get through COVID-19. We will get through it. Our children will get through it. Our parents, our communities will get through it.